Yo. Welcome to the Showdown podcast, episode 27, man. You already know my co-host, JC, and we have a special guest tonight, Mr. Birthday 31, man. Say what's up to the people, man.
What's up? Excited to be here, guys. Let's talk about them birds. Let's do it.
Man. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm not going to lie about this, man. I've been looking for this YouTube video from when I first started doing YouTube. I predicted that the Philadelphia Eagles will be in the Super Bowl in 2023. I also predict, just based on the draft class we had, when I first started YouTube, and this past draft class, I thought that we was heading in the right direction. But I would definitely find that YouTube video because, I seen this coming miles away. So, hey, and it happened. We here now. We can't back out now. It's too late. We already here.
I was working on that all day today, going back to the offseason when I was telling everybody, hey, it's about to be that special year. We're about to win the Super Bowl, baby. This is the year we're going to win the Super Bowl. I felt it, and that's what I'm definitely doing right now. I'm in the middle of writing all those receipt clips, and I'm going to make a nice little video out of it.
Right. Before we get into anything, man, I do want to give a couple shout-outs, man. What's going on, Miss Bird Gang? Go ahead with your bad self. Let's see. D Aldrich, what's going on?
What's up, D?
Love Miss Bird Gang. Yep. Please like, share, subscribe to all channels, man. It's streaming on all channels. But I do want to talk about this, even though it's not really much to talk about because we didn't really do a walkthrough. We're doing a walkthrough tomorrow, but they did post this up. Basically, Landon Dickerson, his elbow. Everybody heard the news. But it's rest for him. Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens, Avonte Maddox also rest, and Robert Quinn. Do y'all have anything to say about the injury report?
No, the only thing is Dickerson, man. I mean, everybody else is just rest. I mean, toe is a toe, you know what I mean? And we all knew that Maddox, man, hey, he tried his hardest to be out there and was out there. So he's always going to be on the injury report. Quinn is going to be on the injury report. Dickerson is the only one. He did leave the game. I'm not sure if he even came back in, but he did leave the game with the hyperextended elbow. So that's the only thing, man. But hey, good. Thank God we have 2 weeks for him to just heal up, man. Because we need everybody on this offensive line, man. That's what makes this team go is the continuity on this offensive line. So we definitely gonna need everybody at 100%.
BG?
Yeah, when I heard 22 starters starting, I was good with it. We got 2 weeks. It's going to be fine. We can go out there and have a full strength roster to go make some noise in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Facts, man. And I'm just happy that they did say that he was going to play in the Super Bowl. So that's good news to hear. We do got 2 weeks for everybody to heal on our all 22. So hopefully that, we come out full strength to the point where, we're giving our all. This is the last straw. We got one more. One more. And this is it. This is it, man. But like I said, Landon Dickerson is playing. But I do want to get into this right here, man. I got to play it real quick, man, because it's really, I think it's true this time, but let me just play it.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. I think you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Get off my damn screen. Get out of here, man.
So
Hey,
what do y'all?
hey,
What
right
do you think?
Cloud. You should have been retired 2 years ago
Right.
on a high. But you try to chase another championship, and now you're over here crying and stuff like that. You ruined your whole goddamn life, and now you're over here crying and stuff. Get off my screen and let the young guns come in. But hey, you know what? In all seriousness, congrats to Tom Brady. You did the damn thing. A hell of a career, man. You know, his goal was to retire at 45. I think he's at 45 right now. So
Right.
reach his goal, and nothing was going to stop him from getting to 45. Not even his wife. So that dude
Right.
is he was committed for sure. And now guess what? He gonna sit in his basement, soak, drinking tequila, and crying that he wasted the past 2 years chasing Super Bowl ring he didn't even get, and now he ain't got nobody with him.
Yeah, lost all that to have a losing season, man. It's not good. Not good.
It is. It's not good, but it's a lot of split thoughts about that. A lot of people are the first thing that JC said. Everybody's on that wave, basically saying get him out of here. He needs to be gone for 2 years ago. But then on the other hand, it's just like, yo, he's the GOAT. Give him his flowers and everything like that. He's already going through life, personal things. So more power to him, man. I'm hoping that he's retired seriously this time, man. He said this before in a letter. So he said this before the letter. In other news, I do want to talk about some NFL news, man. We had some coach changes. You had D'Amico Ryan. He basically went to the Texans after turning down the Broncos. Sean Payton, he actually got signed to the Broncos on a trade from the Saints. And also Kellen Moore just got cut from the Cowboys. Now he's the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers. So what do you guys think about all those coaches changes?
Yeah. Sean Payton moved. I think that's nice for Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? He need to rejuvenate from having that horrible season. He was trash this year. And that whole Denver Bronco team was kind of trash. And I think a coach like Sean Payton can go make it a little bit easier for him. They pick up some. I know they gave up some draft capital to get them there, but you should pick up a couple of good free agents. And you can really do something with that offense. They got some receivers over there already. But I think this could be something that can rejuvenate Russell Wilson's career for sure, just like he did Drew Brees. Maybe not to the extent, but he can do some good things over there.
Do you see any comment?
Look, I think that D'Amico Ryan got the best job, man, especially in that division where you have the Jags, the Colts. Who else, man? Who's that third team? The Jags,
Colts, the
Titans. The Titans in there, right? So I feel like D'Amico Ryan got the better deal because now he could get him a good quarterback, a young quarterback coming in here. He could build the team the way he wants it. Look, Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, I don't think is gonna be the at the quarterback that he wants him to be, because I think that Russell Wilson right now, his mindset is I was up here and now he's slowly declining and it's basically like, hey, I just want to go home. But I think that Sean Payton, him and Russell Wilson is going to bump heads because Russell Wilson, as a rookie, his first few years, he was very, very coachable. But, now, look, he got a Super Bowl ring. He got his trophy wife, his kids. Man, Russell ain't try to be the Russell no more, man. Hey, he just trying to get paid and go home with his still attached, man. But D'Amico Ryan, though, but watch out, though. But Kellen Moore, though, I'm telling you.
That's what I was getting at, yep.
Moore as in a scapegoat. But I tell you what, the Dallas Cowboys been top in the NFL in offense the past 4 or 5 years. And Kellen Moore got Dak Prescott paid. I don't care what anybody said. He got Dak Prescott paid. It wasn't Kellen Moore's fault. It can't be your fault if you always top 3, top 5 offense. You calling those plays. So it wasn't his fault. But the good thing the Cowboys did was keep Mike McCarthy, the stinking little Cowboys. They kept the worst person. I think because Mike McCarthy, the league has changed. The league has ran past him, and now he wants to call somewhat. Like, what plays are you going to call? I don't know. What?
You want to go more West Coast, I heard. You want to go back to more West Coast style offense as opposed to, like, all these passes down the field. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It could be a beneficiary for Dak Prescott. You're not always slinging it down the field. You can kind of have some more, get a better passing completion. You're going to really utilize, the Pollard over there. And it could be better. Like I said, it could go downhill. It could be worse. But I still think, if he brings a little bit more West Coast in, just deep passes all the time, that Cowboys offense probably be a little bit more efficient.
But look, though. But, all right, so now, hey, you paying Dak, what, $40-something million to throw 200 yards a game and, and be a run-heavy team? Like, that's not going to be okay with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is the coach. He wants to sling the ball. You know what I mean? Like, he want the show. He want the fireworks. So, I mean, that's why I said that they kept Mike McCarthy. And I think keeping Dan Quinn was a big win for them. And I feel like this is a Jason Garrett when Wade Phillips was there. Jason Garrett was like every year was like, oh my God, he's the hottest commodity. Yo, it was like, no, I'll pay you to stay because you about to take over. And and that's exactly why I think that they kept Dan Quinn. He probably gonna get a big pay bump because the minute Mike McCarthy slip up, he's gonna be the coach in waiting. There's no way Dan Quinn don't take another job. Like, I mean, he's as hot as ever. There's no way he doesn't take another job unless he got a pay raise and a promise. Hey, if you want to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, we got you. Just hang in there with me because Mike McCarthy is like on the leash, the shortest leash of all. Dak Prescott about to go into his 8th season, and then you have Jalen Hurts already Pro Bowl, All-Pro, Super Bowl, might be Super Bowl champ, and you got a guy in the same division 8 years. They're both going to be on a short leash next year.
Right. Yeah, they are, and I agree with everything that everybody said. I think that Kellen Moore actually won today because he goes from Dak Prescott having that horrible season, regardless of how people look at it, from their content creators to people outside looking in to Justin Herbert, and he can actually elevate that offense even more to the point where now they're in the playoff runnings and going deep into the playoffs. Might not see one of the teams that we've seen this year in the playoffs because the Chargers is playing well. So you never know. As far as Sean Payton, I know Sean Payton was saying that Drew Brees and Russell Wilson has a tight relationship. So that played a little part in it. And then also he just felt like that's the place he wanted to be. I think he'll do well there. I just think they do need to win the draft. They really do. They need to win the draft.
But they ain't got no damn picks. Yeah. What draft?
Because they just traded. Yeah, well, they need to win free agency.
They gave up all their picks to the freaking Seahawks.
Right.
And then they gave the picks to the Saints. So they ain't got no picks. They stuck with whatever they have. So the best case scenario is to hit in free agency. And I don't know how much money they had. They paid Russell a bunt load. So I don't know how much money they do have.
Yeah, I think everybody got a little bit more money this year.
A little bit.
A little bit more. 25 million.
Just a little.
With a guy, if you got a GM like Howard, 25 million, he might get you 5 players. You know what I'm saying? He might get you 5 players on your roster.
So I do want to get y'all take on this. I did talk about. Go ahead.
Wait. Hey, put Richie's comment up there. Deuce Staley, man, yo, he's he accepted the job, with Frank Wright, man, and I think that is big.
Wow,
that is a big deal, man, and I'm glad for Deuce, man, because after OC is a head coach, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
working his way up. So, I mean, that's a good tandem right there. So, I do believe we're about to see what he can do as an OC. You know what I mean?
OC,
and not just running back coach, but like calling the plays, putting the game plan together. So I'm dying to see how the Panthers, do next year with Frank Wright and do.
And I think that's a good spot for him too, man. With the Panthers, man, they done unloaded and everything like that. You really don't know what you're going to get, so all it is going to be is on coaching. So that's really a good spot for him, man.
Yeah, that's like another Eagles, tree tandem right there. Deuce Staley, Frank Wright. They were there Super Bowl year together. Wasn't he still there? Wasn't he there on Super Bowl year, Deuce?
Deuce was.
Yeah, he was. He was running.
Yeah, so yeah, that's gonna be something nice, man, to see those guys out there doing it. And like he's always had to, running back coach / head coach. But yeah, like you guys said, game plan. Now he's gonna put his own imprint on it. You should see. They're probably gonna be a run heavy team. And you got to get back over there, and we'll see what they do.
Yeah. So I do want to get y'all take on one thing, man. I did talk about this a little bit, but I just wanted to hear you guys side on what y'all think about this.
Might be your last one here because you might get the call.
No, Philly's keeping me. We're good, bad, or indifferent. I'm staying here.
Yeah! Go to parade. JC's coming back. You know why? Because he didn't get the job as the Texans. The minute the Texans say, "Hey, the minute he wasn't a candidate no more, man, and he was like, you know what, man, I'm staying. What else is gonna say? Well, I'm dying to leave, but I didn't get the job. He's staying. You know what? And I'm not even mad at it. Year one was a little shaky. Year two, he got players that fit his system. Maybe year three, now after we win the Super Bowl, once you win the Super Bowl now, you pump up your chest a little bit. Your play calling, then start to be a little bolder. You know what I mean? A little blitz more, and then you reload to the draft. Hey, I kind of like it, man. Continuity is big, man. OC, DC, head coach, your players. Continuity is everything. So I like it, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good move, man. He had a great year. One of the best defensive years ever for the Eagles, that's for sure. And like you said, it does take that. He was a first-year coach last year. It does take a little bit. People still want to see, are you going to develop? Are you going to get better? And he showed this year he got better. So like you said, JC, probably most likely will get a head coach job next year for sure in the offseason. Because now you're going to have a Super Bowl behind your back, and you're going to have another great season because our team's going to still be great next year. And you'll be able to go get you a nice little head coach job. You can get out of here.
Man, everybody know that subscribe to my channel or follow me on any social media platforms. I'm up and down about Jonathan Gannon, the good and the bad, man. But overall, man, he did a hell of a job this year. He did do some things that was questionable, but at the same time, once you look at the game, back at the games that he basically played soft coverage and everything like that, started to become understandable on why he was doing things like that. But you want him to be aggressive. That's the type of defense that the Eagles been playing since I've been the Eagles fan. But now we got that front seven that's getting that pressure. Hey, he's doing well for himself, man. And I think we all on record saying that it's the talent, but he has to call the plays at the end of the day. So we gotta give him his flowers. So I am happy he's coming back for at least another year, just to see what he could prove again. Having us one of the top ranked defenses. If he does, then I see him leaving the Eagles as well.
And you also made that adjustment going into the playoffs. Like this playoffs, he's been calling 2 lights out games, man. They just gave up 14 points 2 games. 14. He's actually manning up now. You're starting to see a little bit of more, new tricks in the tool bag, with Gannon out there, and it's starting to pay off for him. So like Jason said, he's going to get more confident, especially coming back to this defense with all these players. He's going to know them a lot better. It's going to be the second year that he's, have most of these players back there. And I think, third year he's going to have most of these players back there. I think he's going to be even better next year. You'll see even more from him as he develops in his coaching process.
Yeah, and also, man, look, hey, I like the fact that Hassan Reddick said, hey, he asked us, hey, what do you see? Like, I mean, do y'all want to go eat? Do y'all want to back? Like, he is talking to the players, man. And that's a good sign, just like Nick Sirianni, had the, swallow his pride. He gave up a play calling. So JG, look, he's swallowing his pride and said, hey, what do y'all see out there? And I like that. Like you have to talk to your players because they are the one that's on the field. So look, I don't have no issue with it. Especially half our sacks are coverage sacks. So sometimes, we hate the fact that, the DBs are far off, but he trusts front four to get to the quarterback. And that's why the Philadelphia Eagles finished as the number one, passing defense in the NFL, allowing 174 yards per game, which is unheard of. 78 sacks, both, regular season and the playoffs. We are 5 away from breaking the NFL record. Patrick Mahomes, look, he going to give you some opportunities. So, hey, we definitely won't get into that. But, hey, we might break the sack record in the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, but we're definitely going to get into it.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, man, if you just joined, man, please like, share this content. Please comment. Please subscribe to all 3 platforms. It's streaming on all 3 platforms right now. We're live on all 3 platforms, man. But I do want to say that, we just got all that out the way to talk about the win in the NFC Championship, man. We have to talk about the good, bad, and ugly, what we saw, what we didn't like, what we liked. We were hype about the game, man. A lot of people were nervous. I wasn't that nervous. It was just a simple fact that, everybody was nervous about the hype about, Brock Purdy and, the number 1 defense. So I just want y'all take on the good, bad, and ugly versus the 49ers.
Look, I don't have no bad or ugly. Look, I'm sorry. I can't complain.
Right.
Okay, so look, if somebody say, hey, you will be playing in the Super Bowl, Hey, Jalen Hurts would throw for 120 yards. We would rush for 144. I take it. I'm not complaining about nothing. I'm in the Super Bowl. This is crazy. The Philadelphia Eagles are playing the Super Bowl twice in 5 years. So I don't have no bad, no ugly. I saved that for y'all. But the good thing is we made it, y'all. We made it. Everybody's healthy. Jalen Hurts, he's getting healthier. The defense is playing lights out. Look, I'm over here just smoke my cigar. So, hey, y'all could go ahead and go.
Well, hey, the good is, like you said, we won, baby. That is always the good, period. You know what I'm saying? That is amazing. Even though I told you guys it was going to happen, and we are there. But that is definitely the good that the Eagles are going to go win the Super Bowl this year. The bad would be, the San Francisco 49ers luck, man. They had horrible luck. You already had your 4th-string quarterback. Then you had the 5th-string quarterback. You had CMC thinking he was going to pass the football. He was throwing it into the middle of nowhere. It was horrible for them. And the ugly is Hassan Reddick, how ugly and nasty he is on that defense, man. He is so amazing. He gets after the quarterback like none other. He's probably on the best streak ever for defensive pass rusher going through this playoffs, man. He is ugly out there what he makes them opposites look like.
Man, the good first thing is first that we won the game the way we did, man. Like BG said earlier, we allowed 14 points scored on us in the whole playoffs. So the score is actually 69-14, which is amazing. It's amazing. So we went against the number 1 ranked defense in the regular season, but we've been the number 1 ranked defense in the Super Bowl. Not Super Bowl, the playoffs. I'm sorry. But also it's just that the awareness of the Eagles, man. I just want to show y'all something that I keyed up real quick. Here we go. So basically, just look at this right here. So they already know this is what the Eagles used in the second half, I believe. This is what they used. They basically knew where the they basically predicted the whole defense. So basically, this is a sack on Bosa, but they didn't get nothing. A lot of people said that should have been a safety, but it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
But they used it. They used it all game, and this is how we were running the ball on them. Even though it wasn't a lot of rushing yards, but it was effective yards, especially when we were close to the red zone. These are the things that I saw that was good. That we actually exploited the number 1 defense, and a lot of this RPO was stunning Wagner a lot. It was just stunning him a lot to the point where he couldn't do anything. He couldn't react fast enough. Also, this happened, and a lot of people were talking about this catch, and we all knew. Anybody that watched football knew that this wasn't the catch. This is why he popped up and was doing this for them to hurry up. Now that's on Kyle Shanahan.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't see no replay. I thought that was a catch.
No, because
underneath it
I thought
too.
that was a catch.
so you thought it was a catch.
Before the replay was shown, I thought that was a catch.
Before the replay was shown.
Yeah, he's known to make those type of catches.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's been making them all season long.
Right.
So I really thought that was a catch. And then, I mean, I didn't see it. I know that. Look, we always try to say, hurry up. You know, even if he catch it or not, I'm just in case. But look, I thought that was a catch. Kyle Shanahan, I'm not the coach. So, and I'm glad that the Philadelphia Eagles had home field because they took their time. Hey, they took their time to show the replay. Imagine you are that guy, you showing the replay while they're trying to hurry up. Man, you will be banned from the link. Your job is home field advantage for a reason. Take your time. The replay after the next play. So really, I thought that was a catch because he's known to making those catches.
But if you looked at it, so basically he caught the ball, and then it came out at the last minute, and that's when he popped up fast. It was doing this. I'm thinking he celebrated
in real time.
And it didn't really
I see him do this in real time.
No,
I didn't see him drop. No, not in real time. No, when they slowed it down.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm
he
saying.
punched it out. The cornerback that was on him punched it out, and then the safety that came over to help. He looked over to the their bench and said, "Look, it wasn't no catch." And Kyle Shanahan just sat there stunned to the point where he didn't know what to do until after we ran the next play.
And that's why it's so awesome that Devontae Smith is the Slim Reaper, and everybody put that respect on him. Shanahan had to guess, am I going to waste a timeout when this guy makes catches like that traditionally? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens when you're in that situation as the head coach. You know, if it was, say it was maybe Watkins or who else is farther down, Pascal or something like that, Shanahan probably throwing that flag. You know what I'm saying? But you let it be a A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. You don't hesitate about doing like, do I want to waste it? Because he probably didn't make that catch, and that's the benefit of him being a great player.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you got to talk about Hassan Reddick. You got to talk about this. Look at that. So I don't wish injury on nobody. First things first, I don't wish injury on nobody. But you know, he got that pressure on him, and we got to him. Once we got to him, basically, he went on the sideline, you know, said he can't even throw the ball anymore because of that hit. That and then they wasn't going to call it a fumble. They called it incomplete at first. You know, I felt like that another good is basically, you know, all the adversity that the Eagles went through that game, like the punt that hit the wire. That's one of them. They actually went through all that just to, you know, stick to their game plan, stick to the script, and basically, look, we came with 4 rushing touchdowns on the number 1 rushing defense and the number 1 defense overall in the league. So I kept saying, basically, we not the Cowboys. We not them. You know, we're going to sit up there. We're going to show out on defense, on offense. You got to stop everybody. I'm thinking they're going to be more of an air attack. And that's got a lot of people questioning Jalen Hurts' shoulder. That's another story for another day. But I think the run game worked perfectly. I'm happy that they stuck with the run game finally and not sit up there. And if it didn't work on the 2-yard carries or anything like that, they just start getting pass heavy. I wanted them to, you know, establish the run early. So, you know, things like that, what I just showed you guys, could happen.
Yeah. Reddick's a beast, man. The fact that the whole game he was that way. You remember that one on Josh Johnson where he ended up with the ball at the end of the play? I thought that was a sack fault. You know what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, that's that Von Miller play.
Yeah.
Remember Von Miller in the Super Bowl?
Right.
Yo, that was on Cam Newton when he just snatched the ball as he was going. I thought that was a play, man. I was like, damn, did he just grab the ball? Man, yo, he's a beast, man. A beast.
It was another body bag game.
49ers content creators were saying that was rough for the passer. I don't think so.
What it was,
I don't think that was
that didn't get called.
Right.
No one was going to stop Joseph. He could have ran right into the end zone. If he gave us a fumble, you should have gave us a touchdown, but he probably didn't continue it all the way out. If I was Joseph, he should have just ran to the touchdown. You know, he started running that way, but
right. Man, it was
uglier, man. Yo, imagine if AJ Brown caught that, right? If the ball wasn't like 2 yards ahead, right? Boom, that's a touchdown. Imagine if Quez had to slow down, right? Because Quez had a beat on him. So if Quez had the ball that he threw to AJ, that would have been a touchdown.
Touchdown.
You know what I mean? And then if AJ had the ball that Hurts threw to Quest, that would have been a touchdown because the speed difference, man. So we left 14 points off the board. So I mean, this game, as you know, as a run heavy it was, this could have been, man, Hurts could have threw for like 250, 300 yards on these boys easy.
He could have. And a lot of people were saying that, he wasn't really throwing the ball that much because of the shoulder. But I think that the shoulder is fine. I just think that the game plan was to neutralize their defense. That was first and foremost. That's why this game you didn't see A.J. Brown complaining about not getting too many touches. So, and we just won NFC Championship too. So that plays a part.
And we always used to seeing like these big plays, but you got to realize that's how we win too. Sometimes it's just the running game. Think about it. Our defense did their job. We had a lot of, short fields, where we just scored touchdowns. We had that long drive where we're just running the football. Whenever you can't stop the run, like you said, we were isolating those star players, the Warners, the Bosa's, keeping them off our quarterback by running that football. Jalen Hurts is one game away for the Super Bowl. You want to keep that shoulder as fresh as possible. And the fact that we did it, like I knew it was going. I told everybody it was going to be a blowout. All my friends in Cali, they're like, "Oh, we're about to beat the Eagles." I'm like, "No, we're about to blow you guys out of the water." Because it's kind of like the Dallas defense. What did we do the first game against Dallas?
Right.
Defense when they're on fire. It was the same thing, kind of almost the same situation. Backup quarterback on fire. So you think he's about to do something against our top-ranked defense, and then our offense is really neutralizing their best two defenders on defense. Bosa didn't do nothing. That sack, whatever. That wasn't on Lane Johnson. That was like on a tight end or something like that. And it was off of a run play, really. So I don't even know if they counted that sack.
Nope, they didn't count it as a sack.
They didn't even count it. I don't think it was. It was an option run, and he ended up making the tackle. So no sacks, no big plays from Bosa. Warner looked confused out there on that RPO. He couldn't see nothing. He was like, "What's going on here? Is Hurts got the ball? Does he not have the ball?" And the fact that we even utilized some plays where that play was set up for him to keep the ball, just to keep him guessing some more. You know what I'm saying? Nick Sirianni played a very schematic game, and I think it worked out perfectly well for them.
Facts, man. But yeah, overall, man, go ahead.
Hey, how did y'all feel about us being up by 21 and then 5 straight Jalen Hurts runs, man? Like, I was like, oh my God, get the ball up, man. We up by 21. I understand the whole thing of keeping the linebackers guessing, but I think it was either late in the third quarter or early in the fourth quarter. I'm like, don't do that, man. Like, I had PTSD from the Bears game, man. Run. I'm like, no, the Super Bowl is 2 weeks away. Stop running to him. That's the only thing. That's the only bad thing that I saw. I'm like, man. And then at one time, he got up slow. I'm like, oh.
Right. I've seen that too.
I was like, oh no.
I've seen that too. He did get up slow, man. I thought he hurt himself again or just aggravated it. I said, no, man, we got to stop running with him, man. But you still got to keep the defense on their toes, man. This is playoffs, man. It's one and done. And I do agree with you. I think that they're thinking like, look, we got to put everything out there on the table, man. And our best wild card is Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts with his legs or with his arms, that's what's going to beat him. Those little things, the 5 runs, that was frustrating to watch because it's like, a lack of play calling almost. But at the same time, it did help with the RPO. It did help that, he's running. So now we got to get back to, guarding Hurts. And then that's when Kenneth Gainwell's, the Miles Sanders, the Boston Scott started to, get it going. And that I think that was just part of the game plan. Honestly, I don't think they were just out there trying.
But man, and we up 21, bro. We up 21.
Right. Out there, he done tore his whole little abdominal muscle out there playing. Like, this is the playoffs, baby. Like I said at the beginning of this, all these guys, you're not going soft on none of them. They're all getting paid a lot of money. If they get hurt, we're lucky enough to be a team deep enough to have to, really substand it. But I just feel like, you can't you guys just keep going. You can't show fear, going into like a Super Bowl game. Like, yeah, we were winning already, but now you want to show that we don't care. Jalen still is Jalen Hurts, and he's not hurt enough where he won't be playing. And let's show everybody he can take some hits. Let's show everybody. So you don't think that going into the Super Bowl, if he, if you're babying him, the Chiefs might try to game plan something up to where you really taking some hits at Jalen Hurts. So
right.
See, that's the same thing that we were saying, right, against the Bears. And then, bam, something happens. Like, why are you running him so much? Why are you running him so much?
That's true.
The only thing I'm saying is we up 21. I don't give a damn. We up 21. Like, no quarterback on the 49ers. They had no quarterback, no threat. So you don't run your quarterback 5 straight times. And literally, he got up slow. I understand. Yes,
but the difference is Jalen is number one runner on our football team. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the leader of that running game too, though. He's not just the leader of the pass game. The
I hear you, Bergen. I hear you.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
He got out unscathed.
Yeah.
Up 21. Bench him. Put him on the sideline. Get Minshew in the game. 2 weeks away, Super Bowl. Yo, we're so close, man. Yo, 2 rings in 5 years. I'll take it. That's the perfection, man. Like, hey, Minshew was better than all their quarterbacks that they had. Josh Johnson. One-arm, 30. Christian McCaffrey. Come on.
Yep. When they had him in that quarterback, I said, yo, game over. Game over. Game over, man. But I do want to get into something else.
That's a good one.
This is talking about like the hate that the Eagles, the disrespect the Eagles are getting, man. For instance, they said that we didn't really play anybody before this game. They were saying Brock Purdy was going to take us out, man. He was 4 for 4 before he got hurt. If he played the whole game, there would have been a different outcome. And then they was like, basically, yeah, they was rooting for the San Francisco 49ers to the point where they won 11 straight. I think Brock Purdy won 8, something like that. Mm-hmm. And basically, just look who they played, though. You know, not the top 2, because that was probably the best teams that they faced. But they did play the Seahawks before in the season. But they didn't really play anybody. Let me take that off real quick so you can see the other teams. So they played the Rams, the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Saints, the Dolphins, the Buccaneers, the Seahawks, the Commanders, the Raiders, the Cardinals, and then the playoff games. I don't think that was a tough schedule at all. I think that it was more so it was just a hot run by that team, especially with their defense leading them. I don't think Purdy did anything that Jimmy G or Trey Lance couldn't do. But they were really like boosting him up to possibly win Rookie of the Year or Offensive Player of the Year, whatever they was trying to boost him up to do. But we already knew that he didn't really face a defense like ours. And the work before us, it was the Cowboys. And I guarantee that our defense is way better than the Cowboys. We have too many pass rushers, and we have the best secondary in the league. So what do you guys think about the all the hate from first of all, the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah, from the start, man. Look, like you just showed those teams. They go off of last year. You know, a lot of hate comes from off of last year. When you go, oh, you didn't play nobody. Well, last year the Niners were in their best division in football. You know what I'm saying? So they count all those games against the best. You know, they're like, oh, look, all the talent they're going against Seahawks. You know, and they actually did have a good year. You know, Cardinals, Rams, Super Bowl champions. So they're like, oh, that schedule was amazing. The Eagles don't have a good schedule, and we played the best division in football this year. You know what I'm saying? We didn't sweep them like I wanted to, but we went 4-2. You know what I'm saying? In the best division of football. And they still, you know, are on the fence about giving the division that much credit, even though we were the best division of football this year. So it's easy. And, you know, the Bucs didn't play as well. A lot of them teams didn't play as well as they did the previous year. So, of course, they're going to always give them a little bit more credit because last year they were that team. They're moving forward going into this year. But, you know, we all know, man, the Birds played a strong enough schedule. You know, we were, 8-2 against, you know, teams over 500 this year. And we've been blowing out the teams in the playoffs too as well. So I'm not really worried about it. We had 3 teams out of our division go to the playoffs. So we played some of the best talent in the NFL this year.
Right. And that's what I don't understand, how they saying that it was a tough schedule when the Cowboys played similar teams in our schedule. So did the Commanders, so did the Giants. You know, and all 3 out of the 4 teams went to the postseason, which means that our division was one of the toughest, if not the toughest in the league. So how didn't we play anybody again? I just don't understand that. We went 14-3. You know, then they start talking about us going 14-3, having a bye, then having Giants team that went 2-4-1, and Daniel Jones, and then also Brock Purdy basically being a rookie. But they was piping them up, national media and everything. They was piping them up, both teams, before they even came and seen us. But since we made it look so easy, to beat these teams, then it's like, okay, well, it was just them. Now wait until you see them. Now they saying, wait until you see Mahomes. So it's like it's always another bar that Philadelphia Eagles got to climb, and we always step up to the challenge, and that's one thing I love about this team. But the hatred is real with this team. The disrespect is real with this team, and I think they feel off of it. You heard Slay talk about it. You heard Fletch talk about it. Everybody took what George Kittle said personal, and basically went in there, and Debo Samuel, when he said it wasn't that loud at the link. They were just looking at everything that they said, and they used that to fuel them, man. So I'm just happy that this team could actually bounce back from all the disrespect, and they just got their ear to the tube or the radio, just listening to what everybody is saying and going right in on these teams.
Howie too, guys. I think Howie's paying these people to say it. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows what it does to the players out there, man. He's paying these guys to juice up the Eagles, Yeah, tell them they suck again. Tell them they suck again. You know what I'm saying? Tell them this team's going to beat them. Because we all knew, when you watched the season, like there was never a time you felt like, the Eagles would never lose. We lost to ourselves 3 times. Those teams weren't better than us. We lost to ourselves those 3 games. Kurtz was out too. And then that one game against Washington, we could have even won that one. But, if ands or buts, we went what we did, and we dominated this whole year. The only fact that what people forgot was halfway through the season. Remember when we lost, what was it? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson first. Defense took a little step back a little bit. And then when he came back and Mattis was out. It's like that was the first time, we really seen all of them back. This whole team complete again was last week. And you just see how it went back to how the first 8 weeks, 10 weeks of the season went. That defense being dominant. Jalen Hurts, whether he's having a, 350-yard game or a 150-yard game, he's doing his thing. He's staying consistent, no turnovers. And our team looked dominant, and that's how we play, man. We do whatever you need us to do when you need us to do it against anybody. And they will find that out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, look, I like the fact that we getting hate on. I like the fact that we lost 3 games. I mean, I like it all. I mean, I do believe that a team need to lose. I do believe that a team need to go through adversity before, they go into the playoffs or, whatever. So when the Eagles was losing, I loved it. I mean, I just didn't want them to lose, a lot so we could get that number 1 seed. But I like it because the fact that, you learn a lot from a loss. Like, you learn a lot from adversity. And that's exactly what this team was going through. And I forgot who said it. Was it Kelsey? After a loss, he was like, shit, we got a lot of stuff to fix, man. I'm not worrying about, this and that. So automatically you knew that they were talking about it. I mean, that they were themselves. Come on, guys. Hey, this is it, man. Let's go. It compared to 15-0, 16-0, 17-0, and now you can adjust nothing. If we never lost to Washington, man, who knows how far we would have gotten? Because we wouldn't have Sue, we wouldn't have Joseph, none of those boys, and they helped us, strengthen that run defense. So I like the fact that we lost when we did lose because it refocused this team. Even and who said it? AJ said it. Look, there's no more undefeated talk. It really, start wearing on the team throughout the season. The longer you go undefeated, because that's constant. Hey, when y'all gonna lose? The media is like, when y'all gonna lose? So it weighs on the team. So, and I'm glad that we finished the season 14-3. We got the number 1 seed, and I'm glad these people are hating on the Philadelphia Eagles because after every game you hear it. The first game was like Reddit came out and said it. Hey, we hear all this talk about to be a takeover. Hey, Fletcher Cox, last game. Oh, paper defense. Okay, so Kelsey, I saw something on Twitter today, right? That Kelsey, I guess he responded to all these rocky photos with the Giants, with the Patriots, with the 49ers, all the scores like 31-something. He said, look, Chiefs fan, don't fuck with the Rocky statue.
Right.
Hey, do not mess with the Rocky statue. Hey, just leave it alone. So, I mean, because even he knows. Hey, he said, I'm not talking no shit, nothing. Yo, I'm just going to be, hey, give him as much respect as possible. No, I need y'all to talk crap because that's how we feed off of. I think we feed off the negativity, man. I really feel like that our players, like, we don't need to be underdogs, but we just need something to, like Michael Jordan, right? Yo, like, he be making up shit. Like, what? What? You said something about my mama? Nobody even said nothing about his mom, and then he go out there and bust your head. He needed that extra motivation. I feel like this team was that good that they needed some extra motivation to be, to be where they're at right now, So
not stay content, And they would definitely gave us motivation at the end of the season with all these snubs, from Pro Bowl to freaking All Pro to freaking Defensive Player of the Year, the MVP. Come on, we got snubbed all over the place. These guys are pissed, and it's their duty, to go out there and, justify why they should have been where they are. And you're seeing all these guys that got snubbed ball out right now. They're all balling out. And they're all showing why the NFL messed up this year. They did put them on these teams.
Hey, look, there's still one guy left. One guy that still need his payback. That's on our defense. Guess who it is?
Robert Quinn. He need to do something.
No, Hargrave. Guess why? He about to go against Chris Jones, the tackle that that got the Pro Bowl, the All Pro instead of him. He won the fan favorite, for All Pro. He got snubbed, and now just like Reddick went against Bosa, better defensive player of the year. So Hargrave and Chris Jones about to go at it in the Super Bowl. So I'm thinking that Hargrave is about to have a monster game in that middle. I'm telling you right now. I'm calling it right now.
I like that.
Changed it.
If I had to pick one like that, I'm saying Jalen Hurts is going to show why he should be MVP.
Okay.
Sure. Patty Mahomes over there. Exactly. I'm on another level to tell you why you messed up.
Mahomes, Hurts, Hargrave, Jones. Let's go.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl connections then, man. You already know that you got the Kelsey and Kelsey tandem, man. You already know you have that going on. But also, do y'all know about Nick Sirianni and Andy Reid, right?
Yep. Reid fired.
So basically, so Reid fired Nick Sirianni, who got picked up by Frank Wright. Everything connect. It's so crazy how the universe connects all of them, man. So now they're meeting in Super Bowl. What's that? 57. And man, I think Nick Sirianni going to outcoach him. That's my bold prediction. I think he's going to outcoach Andy.
I agree. I think like you said.
Hey, JC, turn back. Turn back around.
You know why?
Turn back around, brother.
Because I think it's not going to be hard to outcoach when we got a better football team.
That's why.
And if you look at you didn't
even let us finish it.
We won our Super Bowl. Remember, second year Dougie P going against Bill Belichick to go. Now second year
Dougie P was calling the plays.
Huh?
You right.
Dougie P was calling the plays. Nick Sirianni is not calling no plays, no defense. Like he gonna give you permission to.
It's like Andy Reid don't call plays more, but Andy Reid calls plays. It's like Andy Reid don't call play no more, but Andy Reid does call play.
Oh no, Andy Reid call his plays.
The enemy calls the plays.
Man, you be seeing Andy Reid like this? No, I don't like that. Hey,
that's what I'm saying. They say it publicly. Hey, we're letting these guys call plays, but in reality, they're still their plays.
You heard him sometimes. He's I know what he say. Nick Sirianni was like, I know what the F I'm doing on a couple plays. Yeah. He was actually mad that we had to call a timeout or it was 12 men on the field or something like that because he was involved in some of those plays, man. It's not just Shane Steichen, even though he's been doing a great job too, even though he had some questionable moments. But Nick Sirianni is the overseer of them too. It's almost like babysitting. Let me ask
a question then.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Who would y'all rather face, the Bengals or the Chiefs?
I told you this already. I want the Chiefs.
Okay, King.
I wanted the Chiefs only because of the Bengals big receivers.
Man, I wanted the Bengals, man. Yo, I'm watching the Bengals, man. I'm eating fried chicken. Boy, that offensive line. Yo, barbecue chicken. All I thought about was 20 sacks in the Super Bowl. I was watching the Bengals offensive line. Oh my God. The Chiefs had 4 sacks in the first quarter, I think. Imagine we went against that offensive line. That's the only reason why. You know why? In order to stop Chase, Higgins, Boyd, Hurts, the quarterback is on their back. So, yeah, I mean, there's no time to throw. But the Chiefs, though, watch out. So far, we have not beat Andy Reid yet. That's number one.
Yes.
Number 2, Andy Reid. Yo, he got all these gimmicks, you know what I mean? All these plays, different plays. So we want to be very, very, very disciplined. We cannot rush with our hair on fire. We want to pay attention. The pass, the middle pass, the shovel pass. I mean, all over the place. So y'all send out coach. I don't know about our coach, but there will be some opportunities for the Philadelphia Eagles defense to pick off Patrick Mahomes because these throws he's making, I'm like, why didn't you stay home? Why didn't you stay home? That's what I kept on saying. I'm watching the Chiefs. I'm like, Patrick, why is he wide open? Why? Because guess what? At the minute he starts scrambling, the DBs, they lack discipline. So Patrick Mahomes, he's going to give you a chance. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm going to give my bold prediction later, but he will give you an opportunity to pick him off.
And for me, it was just more the fact that their defense is trash. They got a couple good players, just like the Niners. They got a couple good players on that defense, but the rest of that defense is trash. We're gonna be able to do whatever we want. They're starting 3 cornerbacks that are rookies. Going against Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. That's bad news bear for them. Period. And I wanted to get that win against Andy Reid finally. You know what I'm saying? He done beat it 3 times in a row, and that to me is bigger. That's like the ultimate. You go against your old head coach that was one of the greatest coaches here, and now you got your new head coach going to go beat him. That's going to be amazing to see when it happens. But, and even like that, they only really got 2 good linemen. We got like 7 or 8 pass.
But they are but they are the number 1, the best offensive line when it comes to pass protection. They're number 1. So, and we're number 1 when it comes to, pass rush rate. So, I mean, so it's like number 1 versus number 1. So, I mean, they're not no cupcake. I mean,
it's the same.
they're not the Bengals.
They're number 1 because they didn't play the Eagles this year. You know what I'm saying? We're about to destroy them, guys. I'm telling you, we're like the first team back.
Talk your talk, BJ.
21 win. We were winning by more than 21 points back to back in the divisional round and championship round. It's about to happen again in the Super Bowl. We're about to blow these guys out, guys. I'm calling it right now. I'll give you another hot take later. But that hot take right now is we're about to blow these guys out. Those guys are not on our level. There's levels to this shit, and Casey ain't on it.
I mean, BG, I don't think we're gonna blow them out. That's taking it a little too far.
No one thought we were gonna blow out San Francisco. But
no. I just thought it was gonna be a real tight game, but it ended up being like a knockout. But this game I think is going to be a little bit closer. Just because it's the Super Bowl. I think that Mahomes, that offense, Travis Kelce, they're gonna catch us sleeping, man. I know they got some receivers hurt. They have 2 weeks to recover though, but overall, I think it's just
not gonna have a good game. He's gonna have a couple of good plays. He's the best tight end in the game. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make a couple plays, just like CMC made his run. Right? That was an awesome run he did, breaking all the
tackling.
Yeah, we don't wrap. We don't wrap up.
We're trying to blow him up, and they never blew him up. And he made that run. No. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like you said, you're worried about the offense, but our defense is way better than our offense overall. You know what I'm saying? We got a complete defense. We got the best defense in the NFL. We're stacked at every single level of that defense. For them to even if they had all their starting receivers, none of those guys are scary. Like Juju's not scary. Scanlan's not scary. Like Sky Moore's not scary. None of these guys are scary. We have the best secondary in the game to lock those guys down. And we're probably going to even lock down. Because remember, like I said all year, we destroy stars. Stars don't do nothing against us at all.
Right.
Debo did nothing against us. McCaffrey had a little bit of a nice run, but that was all he did against us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking Kelce might get 30 yards and a touchdown. Maybe. That's what's going to let Patty Mahomes, especially star quarterbacks, do nothing. He's going to get sacked, and he's on a leg and a quarter or a leg and a half now. He's about to get
BJ,
up every
down. BJ, we break the record on Mahomes in sacks?
Yes. We didn't get it at the end of the season, but I think we do get it in the Super Bowl.
Did we get the 5 sacks?
Yeah. I mean,
Reddick get 3 by himself. Reddick's
As you just said, they got a decent pass block.
Yeah,
So,
but I also said that Mahone, like, look, Mahone is not a pocket, just sit in the pocket. He's not.
Right.
The key is going to be Maddox. You know what I mean? Just sending that blitz to get Maddox. You know, Hassan Reddick. You know, beating his 1-on-1. So I feel like that Mahomes. Look, if the Bengals could get 2 on Mahomes, we definitely could get about 4 or 5 on Mahomes. So,
what they got? The Bengals got like 5 or 6 sacks on them, huh?
What Mahomes? I think the Bengals got like 2
that's
or
a good
something.
question.
I think they got 5 sacks. They were talking about how they got 5 sacks. Like the offensive line is that's like you're saying like pass blocking percentage, but what's your overall ranking? Like what's their overall ranking as offensive line in the NFL period? Like overall run in pass. Like that's what really matters. We always get so carried away with individual like sectional stats. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they can block the best out of anybody, like a percentage rate and all this. Who cares about that? Are you the best offensive line or are you not? You know what I'm saying? We got the best offensive line, period. You know, these Bulls go against them every single day in practice. You know, just like our offensive line go against the best defense every single day in practice. Iron sharper iron. They not on our level. And those guys are going. They're gonna look suspect. They're gonna look suspect. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
man.
Mahomes
Shout out
3 times.
3. Okay.
Yeah. So we could get shout out, man. So
shout out to our offensive line too. They playing hurt. They're gonna play through these injuries just to get this ring, man. So big kudos to them, man. Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson. I don't know if Kelsey's going through something. And shout out, go back to last game. Shout out to Jordan Mailata because I was the one that said that he needed to have a strong game. He had to. And you see that play when he pancaked what's it called? He pancaked Bosa. Man. It was just a sight to see. I was happy because it wasn't all on Lane, because Lane is still dealing with the groin injury. But our defensive line is amazing, man. Our defensive line is amazing. That pass rush is amazing. I need TJ Edwards to step up and make some beautiful plays, man. Like I know he can. This is the last hoorah of the season. Also, Kaiser White. Kaiser White been playing well, on the low. We need him going. Marcus Epps needs to be making some big hits. And this is going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be a CJ Gardner-Johnson type game. Honestly, I think so. I think that, it's going to be some tip passes and Gardner-Johnson is going to be right there. It's going to be some crazy passes from Mahomes and Gardner-Johnson going to be right there just to, make the tackle or break it up. It's going to be a great game from CJ, man. I don't think that this Pat Mahomes led offense could do anything with our defense at all. I think their cornerbacks is going to struggle with our receivers, and especially Dallas Goedert. And also, I just think that we need to stick to the script and just run, just run the ball with Miles Sanders. Do what got us here, and then also, it's the Super Bowl. You got to be willing to try something. If those things that you planned and practice didn't work, try something else. Try something. We got to adjust in game instead of just waiting until we're down. We can't go down 7-17 halftime. They get the ball back. We can't do that. We can't.
I don't think we game for real. I think Jalen Hurts. It always happens that way. That really low. Think about it. Run, control the game, running game. If you look at the next game and after, every time we do it,
okay,
it's big plays, big games. You got AJ. AJ's not gonna sit there 3 games in a row and not get 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been waiting for this his whole life. I'm not saying that we can't win without them doing it, but I'm just letting you know AJ gonna be open. I promise you that.
What I don't want to happen though is the Russell Wilson effect. All right, do not try to let make Jalen Hurts win an MVP. Look, because this is a team sport. All right, do what got you here. Do not get out of character. You know what I mean? Do what got you here. Control the clock, run the ball. I mean, he could get 3 rushing touchdowns. You know what I mean? So he don't need to actually, keep airing. You know what I mean? You want to control the clock because listen, our 3 losses came when teams running. Like the Commanders ran the ball 41 times on us, time of possession. The Saints ran over 30 times. The Cowboys ran over 30 times. So the key to not losing is to control the ball and you keep that offense on the sideline. Airing out sounds good. Hey, he still could run, play action, a 5-yard touchdown. I'm fine with that. But I don't want to air out in a shootout. I do not want the Super Bowl 52. All right, Tom Brady and Nick Foles. That game had to be aired out because you was going against, the GOAT, the greatest that ever done it. Came back from behind from 25 down. But we didn't have the team. This team is better than the team we had in 2017 all around. You know what I mean? Like from quarterback to the defense. I mean, all around, this team is better. So do what got you here. Do not get out of character.
Well, that's part of what got us.
Go for fourth and, but don't start airing it out.
Think how many games he had like 300 yards and still almost 100 yards rushing. I think this is going to be that stamp game. We've been waiting for Jalen to have this stamp game, I thought it was going to be the Dallas game the second time around. I thought they were going to suck. He was going to suck it up and play and stamp his name in the record book. Stamp his name, as being the best quarterback in the league. And I think this is going to be the game he stamps his name in that book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am the man. I am the number one quarterback in the league. I am the best. I set the bar. I set the temperature. And you guys got to get on my level. And I think this is that game with Jalen Hurts, man. I think he's going to go out there. It's not that we're going to be doing anything out of character, because what is our character? Whatever we need to do, whatever we want to do the whole season, Those 2 games we lost, it was hard to mention. Jalen plays both of those games. He doesn't get hurt play both of the games. Those are 2 W's, period. And that one game, and he made plays in that one game we lost against Washington that just, AJ fumbling the ball, Quez dropping the ball. Like, what I'm saying? Like, he made the play. They were there. So it's time for him to really stamp, and I want to see a 350-yard game from Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdowns in the air. I want to see Devontae get a score. I want to see AJ get a score, and I want it to be one of the ones where like you can clear-cut see the difference in quarterback between Jalen Hurts and Patty Mahomes, because that Patty Mahomes will be throwing that football regardless.
All that could happen though, but all that could happen without airing it out. You know what I mean? Hey, keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. This dude had 13 seconds, BG. You saw what he did last year, 13 seconds, drove his team down 13 seconds. Now, I mean, even
Tyreek Hill.
Huh?
Tyreek Hill was on that team.
I know.
That's how he did that.
There's
no Tyreek no more.
Exactly. See, and that's a good thing about this matchup. Last year, they had Tyreek. Tyreek is the one that beat us last year. This game was going back and forth last week with Jalen Hurts and stuff like that. It wasn't Kelsey. It was Tyreek Hill. 3 touchdowns? Like, we could not stop him. We had freaking, that dude from that linebacker from the Vikings we had got, we had him covering him. So there's no more Tyreek. None of these wide receivers scare me one bit. TikTok Juju don't scare me one freaking bit. You know what I mean? Hardman, Nicole Hardman, not one. MDS. Hey, go sit your ass down somewhere. No wide receiver scare me on the Chiefs. The only thing is you have to be disciplined, because Mahomes, there's no die. As long as he's still in bounds, the ball is about to leave his hands. And you have to be disciplined. Don't be looking at him. Be looking at your guy. Because you're looking at him, your guy's over there. And that's when what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
All over there. Because your eyes is looking at me. We ain't supposed to be looking at your guy.
Man, all I need to hear is BG say, "Ha ha, we coming after you, Patty." I need that, BG. I need that one.
We're not worried about. I said, like you said, we kill stars. Patty's not gonna have that great game. The one player that I do worry about is that rookie. What's his name? Pacharo, whatever the heck. Pacheco, man, that guy's a beast. He's a rookie. That guy's a dog out there. And he's not a superstar yet, so he qualifies for not shutting down a superstar. You got to watch out for that guy making plays, because that guy's been making plays.
The return game too. The return game.
Mm-hmm. That dude's a beast out there, man. I like him. But like that's it, man. Like I'm not worried about nobody else. Like you said, our secondary is too good. And I promise you, from Darius Slay not ever making it to the playoffs, you watch his play since the playoffs have been started. He's been shut down. Bradbury. He ain't won no Super Bowl either. He's shutting down. Like, these guys are winning the Super Bowl regardless. There's too many hungry dogs on this side of the field, and we about to go win that Super Bowl. They would not let our team, even if there was bad coaches, let the bad play calls cost them from winning the Super Bowl.
And we got like a whole nother week. We 11 days away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
11 days, man. I don't want to give too much, but I do want to give our let's just call it an early score prediction and an early bowl prediction on the game.
But real quick before we go to that, look, the Bengals shut their running game down. Like 20 carries for 42 yards. Pacheco had 10 for 26. 10 carries for 26 yards. If we shut their running game down, Patrick Mahomes threw the ball for 43 freaking times. Like, the running game did not beat them. It was Patrick Mahomes. So we shut down their running game. Pacheco, was there, and Patrick Mahomes, he's gonna have to win this game with his arm, not on the ground. The Chiefs are not going to win this game on the ground if we stay disciplined and actually, make them just throw the ball.
And what DB said earlier, while he said that our coaching staff probably could be the better coaching staff, because we already know what Reed's going to do. He's going to throw that football regardless. He don't give a damn. That's what kicked about here, remember? Reed don't care. He's going to throw that football 40, 50 times a game, and I even tell people when they're like, oh, Patty Mahomes has such a great year passing. But when you're throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game, your stats are going to look pretty good there. Think if Jalen Hurts even threw it 35 times a game, what his numbers will look like right now at the, rate that he's throwing at with 101 quarterback rating for the season. He would have 5,000 yards, you know what I'm saying? But he does a little bit different, and we don't have to rely on either. We're just going to do whichever one works the best. And I don't think they have that option over there. They need him to go big. They need Patty to throw the ball 50 times and, have a great game. You know what I'm saying? But we also see Patty throw interceptions late in games. But that's if it's close. I'm not even worried about it. I'm telling you, throughout this whole time, no team has even scored in the first or fourth quarter. They've always did their scoring in the second and third quarter. And, and I think that, we do the most scoring in the second quarter ourselves. We're still keeping that up. We kept that up last week. 21 points. By halftime, we do what we do, and we're gonna do it again. Like, no team, you can't even compare the two teams together. Like, our team's just different. We're way too good for anybody else. I said that before, and it's just logic. More when you got a team with 5 good football players versus a team versus 11 good football players, which team probably gonna win 9 times out of 10? The team with the 11 good football players. So when you got more talent than the other team, in the biggest stage, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Facts, man. Facts. But yeah, I just want to see a great game, man. We making history right now. It's 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, Black History Month, and it's just one of those things where it's though that some things that you don't see every day, and I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to be contained. I'm gonna say contained. It's not going to be one of those games where he's just airing it out and just destroying our defense, because I don't think anybody in the league right now can destroy this defense. But we can hope to contain Patrick Mahomes if he's healthy off that ankle. But my bold prediction, like I said, I think the coaching staff could outmatch their coaching staff. It will be basically the Avengers versus Thanos. That's basically how you gotta look at it. Andy Reid is a great coach, man, Hall of Fame coach. But we got some young coaches too that prove their rights, man. Head coaching candidate, and then also Nick Sirianni, a young coach that's actually in his second year head coaching and took this team to the Super Bowl. Who would have thought? My final score, I'm gonna just get it out the way now before you guys go. But my final score, I see this game being easily 34-23 Eagles.
That's nice. I like that. 34-23 Eagles, man. That's a nice score, man. Man, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a blowout again. So, like, I don't see it being a game. And just like the Niner game, everybody's like mad because it wasn't, the Eagles didn't put on a show on offense like they really wanted to see, you know what I'm saying? But we still blew them out, I think it's going to be one of them like upsetting games where you're going to be like, man, this game's not that fun because the Eagles are that much better. And it's going to be fun for Eagles fans, of course, because we're going to be watching like, yes, the second quarter, we'll be like, we're winning this Super Bowl. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. You're just counting down. Like I told you, I'm going to be in the car. As soon as the game over, I'm going in the car driving to Philly again. I'm going to that parade the next morning for sure. I'll be there. We're going to be podcasting. I hope to see you guys there. That's the only talk I feel like that the Eagles fans should even deal with the whole 2 weeks is what you're wearing to the parade. What part of, where are you going to be at in the parade? Are you streaming during the parade? Because the parade is coming, my guy. The parade is coming.
Yeah.
So sweet. I can't wait to do it, man. But if I had to give a score, it's going to be a lot to a little, and I would say 38-14 Eagles.
This will
look. This is two great teams, man. Like two number one teams, man. I don't know the last time it was like a number one versus a number one. Both the same record, both the same. Like I saw a stat from on Twitter, man. Like these two teams are identical, like in scores, like throughout the whole season. So look, if we beat Andy Reid, when we beat Andy Reid, hey, do y'all realize that we will be like that? We will have beat the two greatest coaches left in the NFL, Bill Belichick and Andy Reid. There's nobody else better than those two. There's nobody else better than those two right there. You know what I mean? And what a perfect time to get our first win against Andy Reid. You know what I mean? So I see this game being a 31-23 type of game. I really think it's going to be, I respect Patrick Mahomes enough and Andy Reid enough for them not to be a blowout like that. So I really think that as long as there's time on the clock, you had to be on your P's and Q's. And we know our guys now. We know they be getting caught looking. We know they be trying to get caught looking. Hey, we watch them all season long, and sometimes they get caught looking. They do got a couple speedsters, over there. But I'm confident that our defensive line is going to harass Mahomes all night long. BG might get a big strip sack game. My prediction is Patrick Mahomes will throw 2 interceptions and get sacked 4 times. Probably tie the NFL record. But, I mean, that's my early bold prediction because we still got who's playing, who get injured throughout the next 11 days. So, hey, my score might change, but I do have respect enough for that team. 14-3, you don't trip up by accident and be 14-3. All right. Yes, they lost to the Colts. Who else did they lose to? Man, I think they lost to the Colts. Hold on real quick, because I got to see who they lost to, because I think all the teams that they lost to, they lost to the Colts 2017. They lost to the Bills 24-20, and they lost to the Bengals 27-24. So all their losses was very, very close. And, both of those teams, 2 of those teams have running backs that could run the ball, control the clock more, and, and decent quarterback enough to not be, just one-dimensional. So I definitely see this thing being about
we can beat all those teams you named, too.
Bears and the Falcons.
We're playing the Bills. It doesn't matter who we play. Like, we can't even look towards – that's the thing. I never felt the whole year there was a team that you'd be like, can the Eagles beat such and such? It was always – can such and such beat the Eagles? So we're that.
And we got 3 losses. And we got 3 losses.
No, we lost 3 losses because Gardner Minshew.
I hear you. And we lost when we hurt.
Absolute
trash. Still the team, BJ.
I hear you. We beat ourselves.
Gardner sucked those games.
I get it. Hey, we beat ourselves. I get it. You know what I mean? As long as we don't beat ourselves, man, you are absolutely correct. We are head and shoulders above every team we play, especially on that defensive side, man. This defense is legit. 78 sacks. You don't trip into 78 sacks. You know what I mean? Like the number 1 pass rating defense, 174 yards a game. Like, that's not by accident. You got to have them dogs, on that defense and in order to get historic numbers like that. So, but out of respect for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, you know what I mean? I see it being an 8-point game with a chance for Patrick Mahomes to drive down, but our defense make a big stop.
Yes, that's another good one. And that's one thing I haven't heard enough of. Is not only is Jalen Hurts about to be the first Black quarterback to win a Super Bowl on the Philadelphia Eagles, and if you think about some of the other ones, they're like half-breeds, the Mahomes and the Russell Wilson, but the first Black quarterback, we had Donovan McNabb, Randall Cunningham go to Super Bowls, and they didn't win them. Jalen's about to make history in the second year, right? And another big thing is Jalen Hurts is 16-1 as a starter this year.
Yeah.
16-1. That's the most wins in a single season than any other quarterback.
But also, no, that's
Besides
not
Tom
true.
Brady.
Because, Tom Brady went
Besides
18
Tom
and 9.
Brady.
But also this, what happened to? There's never been a running quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Another one.
You can't win a Super Bowl with the running quarterback. So that will be out the window. You know what I mean? So all these little, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Is no black quarterback. You know what I mean? It's all going to go out the window. And now teams are going to start looking at the Philadelphia Eagles and say, maybe we can win it. Maybe if we build around him the right way, let's model our team around the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? So
I got two questions for y'all surrounding that real quick. The first question, do you think if Jalen Hurts have the type of Jalen Hurts type of game this Super Bowl, would that be good news for Lamar Jackson?
No. Hell
Why not?
no. Man, Lamar Jackson won one playoff game since he's been in the league. Like, he never passed the divisional round. He definitely haven't been to a Super Bowl. Yes, he won the MVP, a regular season MVP, but no, I think that that Jalen Hurts is not Lamar Jackson, and even though he didn't win the regular season MVP because he got hurt, but winning a Super Bowl MVP at that age, you know what I mean? Being an all-pro, and you're the main guy, and you could throw. Yes, and look, he's a more complete quarterback than Lamar Jackson. We saw Lamar Jackson 1 year, right? One good year, his MVP year. 36 touchdowns through the air. I get it. You know what I mean? Hey, that Raven defense was a top 5 defense also, but he couldn't, he finally, 3-4 years into the league, he's finally won his first playoff game. So,
and I see
but that's not what I was going with it. I was saying, like, if they won, because they were saying, like you just said, that a running quarterback with that formula cannot win the Super Bowl. 1, 2. If Jalen Hurts have that running game going for himself, and that's the reason why we won off of the points, basically, would Lamar Jackson get a big payday because they're trying to build. No, just like you said, they try to build a team around him.
No, it's too late. It's too late because now he's going to require money, right? A buttload of it, and you can't build around him. This team is already built around Jalen Hurts. Like, hey, the only thing that we worry about now is keeping which guys to keep. You know what I mean? So, look, and plus, half of our guys, our key players, are signed for 3-4 years. You know what I mean? So we're good. The Ravens still need pieces around Lamar Jackson. So even if you pay Lamar, you can't get nobody else. You have to go to the draft. But this team is already built around Jalen Hurts. So that's why I'm saying, regardless how Jalen Hurts do in the Super Bowl, hey, Lamar Jackson, look, hey, the Ravens might say, you know what, let's start over. If Philly could start over from 2 years ago, let's start over, right? Hey, let's go to the draft, or hey, let's get someone cheaper, built around that person. In the next 2-3 years, maybe we could be where the Philadelphia Eagles is.
And I see how people say that with a running quarterback, they always want to go Steve Young. Like, Steve Young ran the ball sometimes. First, like, he's not a running quarterback. And Russell Wilson was more of a running quarterback. But Jalen Hurts is just a dual threat. I wouldn't even consider him 100% a running quarterback because he does the passing game too so well. He does it at a high enough level where you can understand that he's better. And he runs better than all these other cats too. Like, these other guys weren't rushing for 13 rushing touchdowns in the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does. I know we had the unstoppable quarterback seat that helped a lot of those touchdowns. But I just think Jalen's better than all these cats. Like I said, it's hard for me to even compare him. You really can't even pick a player and be like, well, Jalen Hurts is that type of player, because Jalen Hurts is his type of player. And there hasn't been another Jalen Hurts out there. I think after he has a great game in this Super Bowl, you're going to see why, people will start comparing other players to Jalen Hurts. Can you be like a Jalen Hurts? Can you find the next Jalen Hurts in the draft? And it's going to be very hard to because there's not very many quarterbacks in the nation that's squatting 600, 700 pounds, they have athleticism through the roof, has a good enough arm to just, make every play on the field. And it does help that he has the receivers that he has too. So as long as we got all that stuff to nucleus the team together, man, Jalen Hurts is about to go. It's about to be epic. This is the end of the second chapter in Jalen Hurts' legacy book. You know what I'm saying? The legend. You know, because it's gonna be the GOAT of Jalen Hurts. We're gonna be calling him GOAT by the end of next year for sure.
It segues. Yeah, right. It goes not right now, BG. Come on, man.
Next year.
I understand.
Next year, I said we're gonna be calling him the GOAT.
I know you're saying next year. What I mean is not. It's still too early.
No, that's bad. Y'all like to wait on Jalen. I don't wait on Jalen. I just call it like it is right off the jump. He's gonna be the GOAT of football. He's gonna be the best quarterback. Actually, this year he's the best quarterback in football. I think personally, he's the MVP to me.
So a great segue. My final question: Jalen Hurts played Jalen Hurts type of Super Bowl. He gets the Super Bowl MVP. How much are you paying him and why?
I think that TV deal giving us a little bit more money makes it a little bit more. I'll give him a $45 million contract right now. $45 million a year. But people think it's gonna be $50 million a year, and I think we really can do it too. Like people worry about this offseason, like we got so many of these free agents that we must have back. Man, we have a lot of really high draft picks next year. Howard Roseman is a freaking genius in terms of picking up free agents to add, fill in some holes. We're gonna let some people go. That's just gonna be the bottom line. Every Super Bowl team does it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's gonna be some people we want to stay, they go. And that's going to be all right because the nucleus of this team is signed already. The young bucks on this team that really matter are the ones that are signed already. And like I said, we can always add new pieces, to fit certain spots. Because I think this is going to be the beginning of a dynasty for the Eagles. We have Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown, Goddard, all these guys signed for all these long terms. And I really think we need to re-sign, Miles Sanders too, man. The sky's the limit. Our defense is super good. So if they just become good next year, this offense will carry them next year and, cover the little discrepancy if we had to lose a defensive player here or there, to move forward. But like I said, we got 2 first-round picks, top 10 pick. You can go get another defensive stud, plug in that defense. We still got a lot of defensive players that didn't even play that much this year. That's what you're looking to see. Guys like Dean, Jordan Davis, and going to play some more. You know what I'm saying? You got Go draft a cornerback. Go draft another safety. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson needs to get re-signed for sure. And I think there's gonna be some players that we don't think they might hit that free agent market, and we just because they want a Super Bowl think that they're about to get paid big time money, and they won't get it. Because they're older veterans, they won't get the money they're looking for, and they come back for a team friendly deal.
So do you think that that Jalen Hurts? Hey, we know that his main goal is to win as much championship as possible. Do you feel like that instead of taking 45, do you see him saying, all right, hey, just give me 40, or 41, like just like a couple mil above Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott haven't won shit. So now, like you see him, and just trying to do like a Tom Brady, not that low, but saying, look, I want these guys to stick around. I want to win more. I understand if y'all pay me, it's going to be kind of hard to keep a lot of people. Do you see him, being that type of guy, that will sacrifice a few million, just not to be the highest paid, not to reset the market and take a discount?
I think that is the sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? But really the way it is set up, like I've been telling everybody, every year it's about to go another 25 million up. Like this money is about to keep going up and up and up and up to the point where you can be able to keep as many players as you want on your team. It's gonna be more like the NBA where like, who do you want? And I think that, even now, if Jalen were to get $50 million a year, a lot of that's not going to start for like a year or two down the road. You know how he does it. He pushes a lot of that stuff back where it start really hitting the salary cap 2 years down the road. And Howard's a genius, man. I think he can still get his $50 million a year, and still we still have a team over the next, like I say, it's a 3-4 year window right now in terms of like for sure Super Bowl contenders. 3-4 years right now with the young bulls we got on our team right now. And even if Jalen does get paid, like I said, it's not the big hit on that is going to come in the back end as opposed to the front end. And I think we'll be able to win a couple more Super Bowls.
No, I think I'm rocking with what JC was just asking. I think he would take the 40, just to help out the team, because at the end of the day, who gave him that chance? He was on Kelsey's podcast basically saying he didn't even know he was coming to Philly. He thought he was going. He said PA. He thought he was going to Pittsburgh. He's coming to Philly, so why not sit up there and make this team stick around for a year or two? Bring most of the people back there, because everybody's not going to come back at the end of the day. But I would want him to take that $40 to $41 million a year hit on us to the point where, he has the option to, but will it be fully guaranteed, or would you give him majority of it guaranteed? That's the question. Whatever it takes.
I just feel like that's a big, we're talking about 40 million. This is Dak Prescott. This is like, Carson Wentz, contract back in the day. What Carson was like $30-40 million. Dak Prescott just got 40. We're talking about every year they talk about the next quarterback setting the standard, and I understand like to really set the standard, you'd be like a $55 million, a $60 million year. And if he goes and only loses one game this whole season, he goes 17-1, Super Bowl MVP champion, All Pro. That won't be a too expensive contract for him to get to 45, to $48 million. That would be that's what you call a hometown discount for the type of player that he is. And I see him doing that. Like his agents ain't gonna let him go too far down. He might not make it down low like 41 and like that. This girl's already talking about breaking the break truck out. You know what I'm saying? Like she already knows she about to get paid. He about to get paid. But I don't think, like I said, I just don't see it the way the money's working in the NFL right now, and the way the TV money's really working in there, and the salary cap's going to go up every year. I don't really see it being as big of a impact as it would have 4 years ago if you gave him that $40 million or $50 million. Like when Patty Mahomes got his $500 million, it's like, whoa, what the hell? 10-year, 15. That was a couple of years ago where it was. You started to see the effects of that, where he couldn't even keep Tyreek Hill now because he had to let him go because he took up so much of cap. Moving forward, I think it's just the perfect time, perfect place for Jalen, and he can get his $50 million a year, and we'll still have a good football team out there.
Yo, I think when the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl, I feel like a lot of these guys are going to want to come back. You know what I mean? Because this is the perfect, situation that they're in. Yes, they're going to try to get paid, but I understand. But I feel like that he's going to pay, the core guys. But look, Graham said that he's not retiring. He got 2 more years in him. So I feel like that he might come back. If Fletch, I don't know if we want him back, but let's just say he does leave. Milton Williams, he's waiting. Kobe Dean, he barely sniffed the field. So TJ Edward or Kaiser, whichever one we don't keep, boom, we have guys waiting, to take over these key roles. So I feel like for the most part that a lot of guys gonna want to come back, because to repeat, man, once you get a taste of that Super Bowl, man, you want to do it again, especially if you're already established, your family is here, you're getting paid. So why leave? So hey, don't be surprised if a lot of these guys do come back and they try to say, hey, let's run it back.
And I seen him what he said about the cap going up, so players will want more money too. And that's true. And I just think it matters what kind of team you got. These guys are brothers, and I understand everybody needs a paycheck, but I can see these guys, like you said, like they want to run it. They see the nucleus of this team being so young.
They're having fun too, man.
Yeah, they're having fun. These are young players. So these guys haven't even prime. Jalen's not in his prime. AJ's not in his prime. Goddard's not in his prime. Smitty's not in his prime. Hey, none of these guys are in their prime, and they're doing exceptional stuff out there on that football field. So if you're an older veteran, you're gonna want to stay a part of that.
Exactly. Rotational player, but you're still gonna come back.
That helps build my legacy as a player. Like Super Bowl, as opposed to like if you're on a team that might make it to the first round of playoffs and get beat all the time. Yeah, when your contract comes up, you don't want all the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I ain't winning no Super Bowl. I ain't won nothing anytime soon. So yes, go ahead and get my paycheck. But if you're on a team like this with the nucleus of young players that we have to execute at a high level as they do, you're going to want to, you're going to think about that. You're going to do, I want to get paid an extra $5 million and go play for a team that's not going to win a championship next year? Or would I give you that, keep that $5 million? I'm going to be on a Super Bowl winning team. We're going to run it back again and become this dynasty we know we can be.
Yeah, and it's all about the guarantee money too, man. Like sometimes, just like Dallas, right? Remember Gregory? Like they was offering about the same contract, but the language was wrong. So he said, you know what, F y'all, I'm going somewhere else. So a lot of these guys, if you offer them some guarantee money, but hey, and look at BG, man. He's a rotational player, and this dude having, his career best. Career best. Because why? Because he's not out there every single play, compared to if you do go to another team, they sign you to that big deal as an older player. And now you're going to have to be out there. I mean, they paid you to be a starter, to be out there. There's no rest for you. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be out there. So now your production might get a little dip compared to just staying where you at. You know, Cox, a rotational player, BG, rotational player.
Cox too been balling out the last couple of games. Cox
yeah. Because he's fresh, because he's on rotation compared to if somebody else bring him in, and now he's gonna get the double team and he's gonna play every snap, and he's not gonna be the Cox that you see this year. This has been Fletcher Cox's best year since when? The Super Bowl run, when we had depth on that defensive line. You know what I mean? Chris Long and company, Barnett. You know what I mean? And Barnett is still here, folks. So,
I forgot about that shit.
Here. Barnett
is hungry next year too, baby.
He was on the team. He about to get a ring and been out all season.
The whole year.
No, he about to get a ring. But so
that's your man.
And even talking about that, everybody's the debate with Miles Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he had 1,300 yards, so he's going to get paid. He don't want his money. I think Miles will look at that too and realize that, like Miles told you, he told you like a couple of times this year, my holes are open more because Jalen Hurts is my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, that controls my rushing attack. That controls the yards open. We got the best line in the league. You know, those two things is a big reason why you had your 1,300 yards. And he don't want to. I'm not saying he's going to take, you know, a super low bowl, but I think, you know, what they said he's supposed to get. You know, I can see him taking a $10 million a year, $8 million a year.
His average though is look the market value for for running backs, right? For Miles Sanders is $7 million a year. That is the market value. So I got a chart, man. It shows you each position, the market value for Chauncey Gardner is $14 million a year for Chauncey Gardner market value because of the Latimores. You know what I mean? Like these other safeties, right? So his market is higher. Kelsey value is $11 million a year. So I mean, you know, Brandon Graham is like $2-3 million a year based on the market value. So these guys, okay, go test the waters and stuff like that, but I mean, look, just come back and see if we can match it. We can match it. Look, no, it is what it is. But look, for Miles,
I think $10 million is too much for a booby. You know what I'm saying? You're paying for him in the future. I think a $10 million contract. What? CMC makes what? 16?
Yeah.
Like 15, 16.
Yeah, but but he's different.
Been hurt too. He's been hurt his whole career for the most part.
Yeah, he's been season-ending injury.
You got Zeke Elliott. Yeah. Zeke Elliott makes like $15 million or something like that too. He's not even a starting running back on his own team no more.
Yeah, he was the way he got paid. Yo, he was.
You know,
and they just can't get rid of that contract. But he sure was the starting. So look, I see that Booby coming back on it is gonna be on the guarantee money. How much money guarantee? You know, does Howie say? You know what? I give you this much guarantee, you know, and pay you this much annually. It's always going to be on the guarantee because you want to secure your bag now as much as possible. So a lot of these guys, I feel like it's going to be on the guarantee money, how much we could offer them more than the annual salary.
Yeah. And you know how he loves that. He loves to put it in that signing bonus, baby. He loves that signing bonus, baby. Here you go. Here's a $20 million signing bonus. Thank you very much. Get off my cap. Get off my cap. So, and like I said, we have the best GM in football, you know, and I think he's been the best GM even since the Super Bowl year. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always still been the best, and he's the best. You know, we're lucky and fortunate to have a guy that can just do numbers. He works magic with those numbers. Yeah, like, if you ever worry about players not getting paid, just remember we were $60 million over the cap, and we still got players. And
1 year deals, cheap players.
I think we already had $6 million from last year already going into the season. Plus, we just gained an extra $16-17 million. Now you're looking at $21 million. Woo! How we got a grip of money to play with.
Cox is going to be off the books. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, hey, don't look. Remember, Fletcher Cox could be off the books, man. You know, even Hargrave. So I mean, that's I would personally keep Hargrave and Fletcher Cox, but hey, we'll see what happens, man. But hey, look, hey, we're 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl, man. Hey, we have plenty of time to talk about the free agency, man.
Yeah, so, man. That's what I'm saying. We over 100 hour and a half, man. But that's what happens when you have three Eagles, great content creators talking about the birds, sports, the NFL, whatever the case may be. But I do want to end it on this note. Before that, let everybody know where they can find you guys at, and you know what you got working on.
Hey, BG31, Bergan31 on all social media platforms. You might have to put a P or 31 after the 31, but it's you type in Bergan31, it's gonna come up. Yeah, man, just grinding it out, man. I love working with you guys. Both of you guys, great content creators. And I like the show. You know, I need to get back on a Showdown podcast again. You know, my appearance fails because it's playoff time, baby. It's a playoff time. So, you know, great work, guys. Like I said, we always have great shows when we work together, and we're gonna definitely get some more in there.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse Sports Talk, man. YouTube, Jesse Sports Talk 20 on Twitter. I'm on there every day, all day, every day. You know, hey, defending our birds, man. You know what I mean? Hey, cussing people out. You know, hey, it is what it is. But definitely, man, just check me out on there, man. If you're not following me on Instagram, JC Sports Talk. So look, hey, this is a year. I mean, I've been saying it all year. This is gonna be a special year. And look, if y'all not on this ride, man, y'all missing out. Definitely missing out. Yo, hey, do y'all think that the Eagles is gonna have a watch party at the Link? I mean,
yeah. Hell yeah. In the stadium.
Yeah.
In the stadium.
It's like they would, like they did during the open practice, like it's free parking, but you have to pay, you know what I mean,
to get in the stadium and watch it on the big screen.
I mean, y'all think they're gonna have that?
Yeah. All teams do.
I haven't heard anything about it yet.
All teams are gonna have it. It's gonna happen. Sure. All teams. They're
gonna have that down there.
Because you always see, if it wasn't like a, you know, if a team wasn't at home, you always see whenever a team wins a Super Bowl, you know, they go back home and you see the stadium full, going crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, see, you lucky you can go there. I'm trying to make it for the parade. You know what I'm saying? I'll be driving during that time. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I see halftime, we're up by 21. I'm gonna get, all right, let's get in the car. Let's go. We gotta get out there.
Grease them poles. Them grease do not work.
No,
will not work, man. Because
I was down there.
To climb up them poles, man. What?
I was down there. They was on the poles anyway. They greased them. Everything.
They using.
Yeah, not Crisco. Not Crisco. But yeah, man, it's King DV, man. King DV Sports on YouTube, King DV Sports on Twitter and Instagram. All one word, all one word. My Facebook page is King DV Sports as well. You can find me on there too. But I do want to go out with this right here. I just thought this was hilarious, man. Jalen Hurts is good at everything, but, you know, just check this out.
You've got a chance now. So many doubters, but you've just made them all look foolish. Your job this year as a quarterback, how do you feel that you've grown so much so fast?
Man,
2-year starter.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot. You know, I'm not going to make this about me, man. This city, this is a special city. They deserve everything that's going on. This is a special city. We got one more. We got one more.
Wow. Kind of cool. Enjoy it, man. Look, take a picture of this right here before you leave here. All right, get over here. All you uglies, get in here. Here, hold it. I said, listen up. I said this is the greatest singing city in the league. So let's do this. You ready? Fly, Eagles, fly. 1, 2, 3. Fly, Eagles, fly. On the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go and touchdown. 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch those Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly. On the road to victory. All right.
Quarterback, baby. That's my quarterback.
That's why he wasn't on the album, man.
Did he sound drunk to you? Man.
No, you couldn't have been drunk that fast, man. But no, man. Like I said, man, it's a great show, man. Until next time, y'all, man. It's always Fly Eagles.
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Subscribe. Please comment. Catch y'all next episode. Peace.